My new patent-pending signature die-cut tools are designed to create dimensional, finely detailed, ornamental elements for your own projects. Here I will present my streamlined die-cut tool method for creating clear and consistent ornamental elements. While some of this information may already be familiar to you, this is a deeper elaboration on this process and will address dry refinement as well as troubleshooting. Each tool head has been calibrated to work best with a specific clay thickness. Check the thickness reference guide to determine what thickness is appropriate for the die-cut tool you're using. My new signature, all-natural, plant-based companion products, Eco Grease and Dry Release, makes the die-cut tool process simple and intuitive. Eco Grease is a long-lasting, semi-solid resist medium that is applied directly to your work surface and hands and eliminates the wet, oily mess created by other liquid lubricants. The Dry Release formula is a dry, solid powder resist medium that is applied with a brush. Just scratch the surface to release the powder and brush onto the applicator and work surface. You'll need a work surface metal clay wants to stick to, and a glazed ceramic tile is an ideal choice. The trick is in the tension created between the bond of the work surface to the wet clay and the resist between the clay and the die-cut tool face. This is why traditional wet lubricants don't work. They are messy, making all the surfaces too slick and too wet to be effective. Plastic rolling folder further simplifies this process. You can use a heavy-duty Ziploc freezer bag, or here I'm recycling a thick poly bag that components were packaged in. Just cut open 3 sides with a pair of scissors to create a rolling folder. Lightly swipe the Eco Grease on one interior side of the rolling folder and spread with your fingertips. It takes very little Eco Grease to be effective. Close the folder and massage the Eco Grease inside the rolling folder. Place the clay in slats inside the folder and slab the clay down. Open the dry release and scratch the surface to release the resist powder. Rub the surface to pick up the dry release and dust a light layer onto your clay surface. Brush onto the die-cut tool face as well. Press the die-cut tool into the clay, burnishing the handle end against the die-cut tool head to produce a wiggling motion. This will form the clay more clearly within the die-cut face. Lift up the die-cut tool. If you notice the die face sticking to the clay, slow down and again wiggle the head gently side to side. Remove the excess clay and place back into the packaging. Then you can place the tile directly into a dehydrator until firm. Once it's dried, you can refine the edges of the ornamental design element by simply scraping a hard blade across the edge. If you notice the clay pulling up when you're die cutting, it means either the clay is too dry or it's not sticking enough to the tile surface. If it's too dry, add a bit of water and knead the clay until soft again. Slab the clay down, and then you can moisten your fingertip with a little bit of water, just barely a touch of water, and wet the clay surface, then flip that damp side down onto the tile. This will ensure the clay sticks to the ceramic tile. If you get clay lodged into the die face, don't worry. Just take a piece of clear packing tape and stick it to the back side of the clay. Burnish it gently from the back to further press the clay into the die face. Pull the tape away and the clay design element will remain on the packing tape. Set it to air dry. Once the clay is set, fold the tape away from the dried edge of the clay and free the ornamental design element. It's now ready to refine as usual. These tools are the culmination of years of work and refinement. Offering endless design possibilities, I believe you will find them both inspiring and beneficial to your future creative endeavors.